Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of knowledge sharing. Before continuing, I like us to like and follow our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comments, and share our video for more interesting topics. Today we are looking at this question and it says, evaluate x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 equals to 80. So we are going to evaluate this question for us to find the solution of x. So from the question, we are given x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 equals to 80. So doing, let's transpose 80 to the left hand side. So we have the x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 minus 80 equals to 0, because when we transpose this to the other side, this side remains 0. So here, look, we have a raised to the power of 2 and raised to the power of 3. We want to find a factors of 80 in the sense that we have a value that is raised to the power of 2 and also a value that is raised to the power of 3. So the factors of 80 that will give that is 16 and 64. So when we add these two, 6 plus 4 is 10. Write 0, carry 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. So we have here 80 when we add 16 and 64. So here 16 is same thing as 4 to the power of 2. And 64 is same thing as 4 to the power of 3. So we've been able to have a value or a number that is raised to the power of 2 and raised to the power of 3. So we'll put it there. So here we have x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3. Here is going to be minus 64 minus 16 equals to 0. So doing, this can be written as x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 minus 64. We know that is 4 to the power of 3. So we have 4 to the power of 3 minus 4 to the power of 2 for 16 equals to 0. So we have this. We can rearrange based on their power of 2 and power of 3. So this will become x to the power of 2. Bring this to this other side, become minus 4 to the power of 2. Then we have minus x to the power of 3. Then we have minus 4 to the power of 3 equals to 0. So doing, we have the first one here. If we group this and group this, so we need to factor it out, have a value or a number that is common to these two so that we can factor it out. Here, these two, you can see that 1 is a factor between these two. So we can divide x to the power of 2 divided by 1 will give us x, that is we have 1 here into x to the power of 2. So here divided by 1 will give us minus 4 to the power of 2. Then we have here, in between these parentheses, you can see that here, between these two, minus 1 is a factor between these two numbers, between minus x to the power of 3 and minus 4 to the power of 3. So we have here minus 1 into, when we divide minus x to the power of 3 divided by minus 1 will give us x to the power of 3. When we divide minus 4 to the power of 3 divided by minus 1 will give us plus 4 to the power of 3, all equals to 0. We know that writing 1 in front of the parentheses is just like the same thing. So we can write it like this: x to the power of 2 minus 4 to the power of 2. Then we have here can be written as minus into x to the power of 3 plus 4 to the power of 3, all equals to 0. So whether we write 1 or we don't write 1, it's still the same thing, because the whole of this will remain one of these parentheses. That is what it means. So we have these two parentheses. We are going to evaluate each of these parentheses. So this first one is in the form where we have a to the power of 2 minus b to the power of 2. Here the solution is different of 2 square, which is a minus b all into a plus b. So we have this. So the second parenthesis is in the form a to the power of 3 plus b to the power of 3 equals to, this is the same thing as a plus b all into a to the power of 2 minus ab plus b to the power of 2. So this is the solution of additional of 2 cubed. So we have the solution of these two parentheses, this one and this one. So we are going to express this as, because each of these is in this form and each of these is going to be expressed in this format. So doing, further evaluation will give us, because this is our A and this is our B. This is our A, and this is our B. So doing, the first one, the first parenthesis here, A minus B is going to be x minus 4. That's for the first parenthesis. The second one, A plus B, is going to be into x plus 4. Then we bring down the minus, then into this other side. This second parenthesis, this is what we are going to represent. A plus B is going to be x plus 4 because our A is x and our B is 4. So the second parenthesis is going to be A to the power of 2, which is x to the power of 2. Then we have minus AB. Minus AB. Minus AB is 4x minus 4x times 4. Then we have plus B to the power of 2, which is 4 to the power of 2. Plus, we have here plus 4 to the power of 2. All equals to 0. We can further rewrite this as x minus 4, then into x plus 4, then minus into x plus 4, then into x to the power of 2. Then this is minus 4x. Then we have plus 4 to the power of 2, which is plus 16, all equals to 0. So this is what we have. The whole of these two parentheses, difference of 2 square and addition of 2 cube, gives us this. So we can further expand this. If you can look at it, the first one here, we have x plus 4. And second one here, we have x plus 4. So they are common. We can factor it out. So we have x plus 4. When we divide the whole of here by x plus 4, it will give us x minus 4. Then we divide the whole of here by x plus 4. It will give us minus this. It will remain minus this. So minus x to the power of 2 minus 4x plus 16. So this is what it will become. Now you can see that, okay, because this is into this, so we have this bracket here. So what we are going to do is for us to clear this parenthesis inside. So this will become x plus 4 into, we have here x minus 4. So minus times x to the power of 2 will give us minus x to the power of 2. Minus times minus 4x will give us plus 4x. We have minus times 16 will give us minus 16. All equals to 0. So that is what we have now. So now this will become x plus 4 into, this is, okay, we bring down minus x to the power of 2. We have here x and 4x here. So when we add them, we have plus 5x. So we have minus 4 minus 16 will give us minus 20. All equals to 0. So this is what we have. We have negative sign in front. We can multiply all through by minus 1. So doing, this will give us x plus 4 into multiplying minus 1 is going to be minus 1 times x to the power of 2 plus minus 1 times 5x minus 1 times minus 20 equals to 0. This is the same thing as x plus 4. Then we have into, because this is into, minus 1 times, okay, this is minus x to the power of 2. It will give us x to the power of 2. Then we have minus times 5x will give us minus 5x. Then we have minus times minus 20 will give us plus 20. All equals to 0. So this is our new two parentheses that we have. It is either the first parenthesis equals to 0 or the second parenthesis equals to 0. So we take one after the other. The first one, which is x plus 4, equals to 0. Therefore, our value of x will be equals to minus 4. This is the first value of x, x1, that we have, that x equals to minus 4, because plus 4 will be transposed into this other side. That's why it becomes minus 4. And the second parenthesis, it is a quadratic equation, because this is where we write x1, because this is a quadratic equation, meaning that we will have two additional value of x in this parenthesis. So this quadratic equation, we are going to use a quadratic formula for us to find the value of x. So we need to clean this. So as we have the first value of x as minus 4, we are going to take this, which is x to the power of 2 minus 5x plus 20 equals to 0. As we said before, we are going to use a quadratic formula, which is in the form x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b to the power of 2 minus 4ac all over 2a. From the equation, our value of a equals to 1. Then our value of b equals to minus 5. Then our value of c equals to 20. Substituting this parameter into the quadratic formula, we have our x as equals to minus b, which is minus 5. Then we have plus or minus square root of minus 5 all to the power of 2 minus 4 times a, which is 1 times 20 all over 2 times 1. So doing, our x equals to minus times minus 5 will give us 5. Then plus or minus square root of minus 5 to the power of 2 is 25. Then we have minus 4 times 1 times 20 will give us minus 80 all over 2. This is the same thing as we have 5 plus or minus square root of, we have 25 minus 80, the same thing as minus 55 all over 2. This is the same thing as x equals to 5 plus or minus root 55 times root minus 1 all over 2, which is, who will give us 5 plus or minus root 55i, because square root of minus 1 is I all over 2. From here, we have two solutions, as we mentioned before, because it is x to the power of 2. We have two solutions from here. The first one is x1, and the second one, which is x2, will be equals to 5 plus root 55i all over 2. And our x3 will be equals to 5 minus root 55i all over 2. So these are the second and the third solution of x that we have. Our x1 is minus 4 and our x2 is 5 plus root 55i all over 2, and our x3 is 5 minus root 55i all over 2, and they satisfy this equation. We can do a little check for us to see whether x equals to minus 4 will satisfy this. But before we do that, we need to clean this. So we still have a value of x at x equals to minus 4, where we have x to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 3 equals to 80. Substituting the value of x as minus 4, this will become minus 4 all to the power of 2 minus, then we have minus 4 all to the power of 3 equals to 80. This is 80. This minus 4 to the power of 2 is 16. So we have here minus 4 to the power of 3 is 64. Then we have here equals to, okay, minus 4 to the power of 3 is minus 64. So we have here all equals to 80. This is 16 minus times minus become plus 64 equals to what, which is 80. So 16 plus 64, when we add this, is going to give us 80. This is equals to 80. You can see that what we have on the left hand side is what we have on the right hand side. Therefore, x equals to minus 4 satisfy this equation. If you like what we're doing here, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comments, and share video for more interesting topics. Thank you.